There are places in this world that are known not just for their beauty or their history, but for their darkness. There are places where the walls still echo with screams from the past, where shadows stretch longer than they should, and where the air itself feels heavy with secrets. Tonight, we explore one such place, a place feared by locals, shunned by tourists, and whispered about by paranormal investigators. This is the chilling tale of the spooky spirits of Poveglia Asylum. Poveglia is not just an island in the Venetian lagoon of Italy. It is a graveyard of history, trauma, and unexplainable horror. It is a site drenched in blood, madness, and terror, a place where suffering has layered itself upon the earth like a suffocating fog. In this episode, we will dive deep into the mysterious legends, dark history, terrifying hauntings, and shocking real-life encounters that have made Poveglia one of the most haunted islands in the world. The haunted island's origins. Long before it became synonymous with torment and terror, Poveglia had humble beginnings. The island was first mentioned in historical records in the early medieval period. In those early days, it served as a refuge for people fleeing barbarian invasions. For a time, Poveglia was peaceful, a haven for the desperate and the displaced. But peace never lasts forever. As Venice grew in wealth and power, Poveglia's role began to change. It was transformed into a checkpoint for goods and people coming into the lagoon. And soon, as plague ravaged Europe, Poveglia would find its true identity, as a floating quarantine zone. The plague years. During the bubonic plague outbreaks, Poveglia became the city's dumping ground. Ships suspected of carrying the infected were directed there. Those with even a hint of disease were forcibly quarantined. Over time, the island became a giant mass grave. Historians estimate that over 100,000 people died here. Their bodies were burned and buried in mass pits. Some say their souls never left. As the plague spread again and again, Poveglia was reused for the same horrific purpose. The living were thrown in with the dead. People buried alive. Their final screams lost beneath layers of ash and dirt. It's said that to walk across the island is to walk over ashes and bones. The asylum era. The 20th century brought with it a new chapter of horror. In the 1920s, a psychiatric hospital was opened on Poveglia. If the island had been hell before, this was a descent even deeper. The asylum became notorious for unethical practices. Patients were said to have been tortured, experimented on, and left to rot in their cells. There are stories of lobotomies performed without anesthesia. Of patients screaming for mercy. Of doctors driven mad by the very spirits they tried to ignore. One such doctor, according to legend, leapt to his death from the bell tower. Witnesses say he was pushed by the spirits of those he had wronged. Legends and hauntings. Poveglia's reputation grew darker with time. Locals began to report strange lights, cries, and figures moving along the shoreline. Fishermen refused to cast their nets near the island, afraid they might pull up bones, or worse. Visitors who dared step onto the island spoke of overwhelming dread. Some felt invisible hands grab at them. Others claimed to see shadows moving where no shadows should be. Paranormal investigators recorded unexplained whispers, cold spots, and electronic voice phenomena, messages from the beyond. One particularly famous legend is of a nurse who worked in the asylum. She reported seeing a young girl in a white dress wandering the halls. But there had been no such patient. The girl, it's believed, was a remnant of the plague years, a soul forever trapped between worlds. Real encounters and modern investigations. In more recent years, several paranormal teams have been allowed onto the island, though access is restricted. Their findings have only added to the mystery. Equipment malfunctions. Team members overcome with nausea, terror, and confusion. Voices captured on tape. Apparitions seen with the naked eye. One investigator reported hearing his name whispered in his ear, followed by a cold breath on his neck. Another felt the sudden urge to jump from the bell tower, echoing the fate of the asylum's infamous doctor. Are these hallucinations? Or are the spirits trying to communicate or control? The island today. Today, Poveglia is abandoned. Italian authorities have forbidden entry without special permission. And yet, the stories persist. Urban explorers, risking heavy fines, sneak onto the island and come back changed. Some speak of nightmares. Others refuse to talk about their experiences at all. There have been government proposals to redevelop the island, turn it into a luxury resort or private property. But every plan seems to fail. Investors back out. Workers refuse to stay. Equipment breaks down. It's almost as if the island itself is rejecting any attempt to erase its past. Paranormal theories and speculations. Paranormal researchers have long speculated that Poveglia might be one of the most spiritually active sites in Europe. Some believe it's a spiritual vortex, a place where the barrier between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. Others think the trauma experienced by so many people over centuries has created a psychic scar on the land. An emotional echo that replays itself in endless loops. A haunting not caused by a single ghost, but by the weight of collective suffering. There are also more sinister theories. That rituals performed on the island, either by patients or secret visitors, open portals. That demons masquerading as the dead are what truly haunt Poveglia. That the darkness is not just spiritual, but malevolent. Psychological impact and fear. It's not just the supernatural that makes Poveglia terrifying. It's the psychological weight of its history. The knowledge that you are standing on top of countless dead. The eerie silence. The decaying buildings. The isolation. All of it plays tricks on the mind. Psychologists who have studied such locations suggest that environments like Poveglia can induce fear-based hallucinations. But even they admit, not all experiences can be explained by the mind alone. Is Poveglia truly haunted? The question remains, is Poveglia truly haunted? Or is it simply a place where our fears find a playground? It might be both. A place shaped by trauma and grief, amplified by centuries of death. A location so dark, even the bravest hesitate to enter. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, the stories from Poveglia demand attention. They are warnings. They are memories. They are echoes. And perhaps, they are invitations to never forget what happened there. So now, as we close this chilling chapter on the spooky spirits of Poveglia Asylum, we ask you, what do you believe? Do you think the spirits of the plague victims and tortured patients still linger on that cursed island? Are they seeking justice? Or are they simply lost? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Share your own ghost stories. And if you ever get the chance to visit Venice, would you dare look toward the shadowed silhouette of Poveglia? If you found this story intriguing, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the Grim Tapes for more dark and mysterious tales, and hit the bell so you never miss a new upload. Your support helps us bring you deeper into the shadows, where the truth is always more chilling than fiction. Until next time, stay curious, and stay safe.